This is why every male child must be raised by a father. And it's killing our society. And this is what the elites want you to do. And the enemies of progress. They want single motherhood so that young men can be raised without fathers. And it's a dangerous precedence that we are setting right here. Welcome to King Reynard Podcast, where we educate, elevate, and inspire you to greatness. If you are a son and you've been raised by a single father, run here and comment and look into the inbox. We will link you up with male communities that will teach you manhood. All right? Single motherhood is increasing, and it's something that so many people, I respect single mothers. You know that. I respect the fact that you're able to raise that child without the help of a father. However, we will not just celebrate something that is killing our society without talking about it, because once it's in the public domain, it's our prerogative to look at it and see how we can help our society. Single motherhood is not just dangerous to the male fraternity, but it is killing the society. Let me tell you, did you know research shows that majority of young men who are not able to stay in marriages and relationships trace that to single motherhood? The highest arsons are traced in single motherhood. The highest number of prisoners are traced to single motherhood. And this is a systematic damage that the enemies of humanity has been pushing so hard. The aim is destroy the society systemically. All right? Because every man requires what we call a sound voice, a voice that can tell them stop, and they stop, because naturally men are supposed to be leaders, and men also just wants to follow a leader. And if you raise your son as a single mother, what you're simply doing to this child, you're telling the child you're able to just do what you want, because there's going to be a point where you cannot, and listen to me, you cannot control this young man. Number two, children, men who are growing with depression and all these issues of depression, trauma, are all traced towards, majority of them, single motherhood. Why? Because they have been brought up with by a parent who constantly stigmatizes the other parent. Oh, men are this, men are that. You're talking about how bad men are, yet you're raising a man. Are you trying to raise a woman in the man? All right? So if you are a young man and you're being raised by a single mother, it's not bad. But what you're telling you is it's dangerous. You need to look for a father figure. If you cannot find a father, look for a mentor. If you cannot find a mentor, look for a group of young men who have been raised well and work together with them. Go to the gym. Find men who are training so hard. Train your brain. Stop becoming a mama's boy. Because all this nonsense called mama's boy and the nice guy syndrome can all be traced to single motherhood. And every woman here who is in the business of having children with other men with the aim that you're not going to raise them together, please stop. Stop destroying the society that we are trying to build. We need men who are strong enough, men who can go to war. But let me ask you, which war can you fight when you're training your boy that men are this, men are that, and you're telling a man that men are bad? In fact, here is my kicker. As a mother, if you're a mother and you're raising a son, never open your mouth and directly poke the mistakes of their father right in their face. What you're going to do is that you're going to make this child do the same thing you're telling them their father did unconsciously. Why? Because we are naturally grown towards going to the negative inclinations. So if you tell me your father is a promiscuous person, exactly that's what I'm going to do, because you're telling me this is how men are, because fatherhood is a model for men and motherhood is a model for women. And that we actually closed the chapter of LGBTQI nonsense when we said there are only two genders, male and female, assigned at birth. Are you going to tell me, oh, Reynard, you need to support inclusivity? Inclusivity does not mean that I support nonsense. I'm not going to stand here and start supporting that something that even God or possess. No. So here's the thing. We need to draw the line between knowing what fatherhood is and you running your head around saying, I can raise my children alone. You cannot. You cannot. In fact, if you've broken up with your man, make sure your father is alive so that you take that child to stay with his grandfather. Let the grandfather become the father. If you've lost your man or is dead, please look for a mentor. Look for a man who is of sound mind to raise your child, because the very way you raise that child, that's the very way he's going to grow. And we don't want to have a society where men are found hanging themselves. Honestly, let me ask this question. Why would a man grab a rope that you want to hang yourself because you're going through a lot? A lot, which is what? Oh, you need to understand, life is too hard. Do you think you're the only person who is facing the hardship of life? 1,000 other people are going through things tougher than what you're going through. The last thing a man should think about is ending his life. That is left for babies and women. And we are okay helping women because women are emotional. A man must never be emotional. Put your emotions down. Become the alpha male that you're created to be. You know, does it mean that I'm teaching you to be nonchalant? Sometimes, yes. Please. Your emotions is going to drag you down into the pit. It's going to make another woman get you lose your life simply because, oh, you know, I've been heartbroken. My girlfriend has left me. Listen, how many of us have been left, but the very day we were left is the very day we went to work and made more money? Turn your pain into profit. Turn the very thing you're going through into a very tough skin of yours that you can sit down and say, I thank God this did happen. Because greatness of a man is built in pain, in stress, in hardship, in the very things you think should break you. And every man should stop whining and crying about the things that are happening because you think somebody should come and help me. My uncle. Hey, stop. If you've been raised by a single mother, please run here. I can help you. I can help you. I can help you. You need help. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm saying it's a very dangerous thing. Are we together? So you can follow us in all social media platforms at King Reynard Podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because you need help. Until next time, cheers.